Welcome to another episode of the Mic Check. It's your boy, the people's host, MC Anuj D, and of course, MC Navi Rai. I can't believe it, Navi. We're actually doing another episode within 2 weeks, not every quarter like we usually do.
First of all, 2 in 1 month.
Wow.
That's wild.
Big achievement. Round of applause for us.
Yeah, look at this. We're doing big things.
We actually did it. We did it. So how was the week since the last time we recorded?
There's a lot of shit going on this week. Yeah. This is a pretty hectic week. I think that's why this episode came by so quick.
That's true. What a crazy week it's been. Like, my entire Wednesday was all about the 24 karat project, or as the internet has dubbed it, Ocean 7-Eleven.
Oh, I love that.
The internet never loses. So basically, 8 brown guys and 1 black guy stole $20 million last April, $20 million in gold last April from the Air Canada hangars, and some cash on the side as well. And 1 year to the day, somehow they got caught.
I've been looking into it as much as I can, and whatever stories and stuff we get. I think the young guy, the truck driver, the young kid.
So I think that's the most ironic point. 9 people, 8 brown guys, and the 1 black guy is actually the truck driver.
They're breaking stereotypes out here while
There
they're
you go. I love
stealing gold. But yeah, no, man, these guys, I think he got caught or something in the States.
Yep.
Nah, I'm not, obviously, like, we don't know what the investigation, but that's probably like the domino effect of things. Like, one guy gets caught, says this to get a little bit of jail time reduced, whatever.
You calling him a snitch already?
I don't know.
No, so apparently the story is that he was in Pennsylvania coming back to Toronto with 65 guns, unregistered guns. And he got pulled over for a routine traffic stop, of all things, and he ran away. Instead of just, hey, sorry, officer, I rolled through a stop sign. He actually just got out of the car and started running. So that was clue number 1, that something might be up. They got a warrant, checked the car out, and 65 fucking unregistered guns heading towards Toronto. And maybe he did snitch, and that's how the
who knows? That's all conjecture. But the funniest thing to me was like, he also had, I think the gold that they had was like gold bangles. Like they had gold bracelets or something.
Yeah.
This guy was caught with Judy. That's hilarious to me.
They melted down some of the gold. They I believe, got 6 bangles worth $90,000. That also blows my mind that 6 bangles is fucking $90,000.
Hey,
that's crazy.
We work in the wedding industry. We see that shit all the time. Come on.
That's true.
That dowry is real still.
Inflation is real. But what really blew my mind and why like my entire Wednesday was unproductive, everyone kept calling like, yo, don't we know that guy? Don't we know that guy? We're not going to name names here. I mean, it's all on 6buzz and all of those meme sites. But yeah, a couple of them were promoters back in the day. 2 of the brothers. We went to a lot of their parties. A few of the other.
So you're telling me I'm affiliated with a criminal affiliate?
We all are, unfortunately.
I don't know these guys.
I think literally, I know all of them through one degree of separation at this point. It's crazy.
I'm at least.
You've been to their restaurants. A few of them own pretty famous restaurants in the Brampton area.
Allegedly?
No, they do. Not allegedly.
No, allegedly, I've been there.
Well,
can't lump me in with.
I'm pretty sure you have. We've all
innocent
helped out, but it's just a weird group of people that got together. I guess they're all kind of in the hospitality industry to some extent. Promoters, restaurant owners, and of course, our friend the black truck driver who stands out. But it's so weird that they got together, these people, and they did the biggest gold heist in Canadian history. Like, take that in.
Okay. So I know that keeps getting like thrown around.
Yeah.
What was the second biggest?
Is
there like an 18 million or 19 million? I'm pretty sure this is like I never heard about this ever before. That 20 mil, that's an insane, was a ridiculous thing. I remember when it happened.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, how is nobody getting caught? It was at the airport. You need like clearance to get to the airport. Obviously, like must have been somebody who worked there, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And it was just like, all right, cool. So this like $20 million went missing. Obviously, like the feds had something up their sleeve and they're probably working on it. They didn't just put this together quickly.
I don't think it came together overnight. Obviously, they've been working on it for a year, but I think the linchpin being the gentleman being caught in the States with the guns kind of snowballed into everything else. But speaking of inside job, I think the eldest guy who's 54 years old, again, we won't say his name, he's been getting blown up and shit on for his Instagram posts. My guy in the last year has posted first class seats, a rollie, sitting in Rolls Royce, all these crazy posts. In the last year, all of a sudden, this guy has a lot of money, obviously, and now he's just getting roasted for it.
His restaurant's super successful.
No, but how stupid are you to do that after you've stolen a part of $20 million in gold?
I don't know. Honestly, what else are you going to do when you steal that much money?
Run away from the country.
Sure, yeah. Hey, man, I'm not a criminal master. I'm just saying, like, yo, I'm not blaming the guy for like spoiling himself. He thought he got away with it.
Cool, spoil yourself, but why put the evidence on Instagram and social media? And again, this guy's 54 years old. It's not like he grew up with social media. Dude, why are you like, you know, it makes zero sense to me.
I'm not here to judge.
I just think it's
Shouldn't
crazy.
have done it, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, yo, he was just having fun with it, and at least he had some fun before he got caught.
Actually, the even funnier thing is, so I think this was all announced on Wednesday. Today is Friday. On Wednesday night, when they got bail, like 4 or 5 of them, that 54-year-old was spotted at Lifetime Fitness in Brampton at the gym. And again, getting roasted for it. Of course, innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we do live in a democratic society, but pretty crazy and pretty ballsy. Obviously, these guys have some big cojones.
What do you mean?
For him to go to the gym that night?
Who cares? He wanted to work out.
Bro, knowing you're all over social media, everyone's recording the guy like, yo, that's the fucking guy. That's the ringleader. Like,
He had
shut
the
him.
balls to steal gold.
Yeah.
I don't think he gives a flying fuck if people are taking a video of him while he does his deadlifts.
Yo, another thing about how ballsy they were, he was the actual guy who kind of took the police officers around the Air Canada site to show them, you know, the ins and outs of, hey, the stuff was stolen from this hangar. While knowing he's the guy who masterminded the whole fucking thing. Like, this sounds like a Netflix movie.
Yeah, this sounds like a movie for real.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if these guys need more funds now, they have a Lifetime story to sell.
That's true.
That'd be
too.
fire.
Yeah.
I'd watch that movie.
Shit, I'd start writing the screenplay right now.
If Ocean 7-Eleven shows up on Netflix, I'm watching it.
Yo, that is the internet is totally undefeated. What a crazy name. So racist, but still so funny.
So perfect.
I love it. It's great. But yeah, I think just the wild part is that there's all these 1 degree of separation to all these guys. Actually, one of them, and I'll admit it, is, and if you want to Google this term, you can Google it after, we're Eskimo brothers. So that's pretty fucked up. Google that out there, kids, if you don't know what it is.
Why is that? What?
I think that's fucking crazy, right? I haven't seen or heard about this guy in so many years, and it's like, yeah, there's the connection. But so, of course, all of these stories and everything we've heard right now is our favorite word on this podcast, allegedly.
No, it's all alleged. Obviously, these guys they can be charged. That's what I'm saying. He can go to the gym, do whatever he wants, because he's innocent until proven guilty. This is all alleged. Who knows? These guys probably could have not done it.
Let's see what happens with them. I think we're gonna continue following the story, and if anyone's down to make the movie on Netflix, I'm down to write the screenplay, man.
I think they get the rights to write the screenplay. Just because you and him have an affiliation doesn't mean you get any rights to jack shit.
Not just me and him. A lot of the guys. And a lot of the guys in Toronto.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of the people in Toronto. It's such a crazy thing once again. But that's it. So speaking of multiple people going at one person, our boy from Toronto, Champagne Poppy. Right now he has a 20 versus 1 situation going on. Everyone's going at Drake. And are they jealous or what's up? What do you think, Navi?
Honestly, man, yeah, I don't know what else I tell you. Like, yo, he's the man. He's been the man for a decade.
More.
Yeah, probably more. Yeah. Like, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's like, yo, the shots that were going were super soft. Everything was super light tap. I'm a big fan of J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake in the fact of their music. I listen to Drake 100 times more than the other two guys.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because I'm from here, or I grew up with him, I fuck with his music, whatever it is. But here it is like, the shots get taken. J. Cole comes out with a response.
Yeah, it was fire too.
Meh.
I thought it was fire.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
It was okay. And it was good. It was like, don't get me wrong, it was good. But like, maybe I'm just like, he apologized and took it back immediately.
Yeah, he took it off of all streaming platforms. I think within 7 hours or something.
That footage was so sad.
Yeah.
It was like him on stage at Dreamville, just like, I'm sorry, I should be nice and we like everybody. Doesn't everybody love Kendrick? And I was like, all right, fuck off. What was the point of that?
It makes you think, what does Kendrick and TDE have on J. Cole?
Nothing. He's a more like of a chill dude. And he doesn't necessarily want to be in the heat, where Drake was just like, Drake's response is fire.
Oh, drop him, give him 50.
Drop and give me 50. I was like, all right, I'm going to listen to this. This is like one of my favorite versions of Drake. Back to Back was always one of my favorite tracks for Drake.
Amazing, yeah.
I like this version of Drake. I'm like, oh, you guys want to come at me? I'm better than you.
Yeah.
You want to come at me?
He came back at not just Kendrick. He came back at Ross, Nav, The Weeknd.
Yeah. But here's the thing, is because all these guys were talking, the assists and everything are hurting Kendrick's case.
Yeah.
If it's 1 versus 1 and you go and you're a lyricist and you beat Drake, cool. You're making it easier for him. You know what I mean? You're making it so much easier because he's just like, all right, cool. I can talk about you for like 60% of the song and all these other dudes because they're helping you. Yeah. You're not doing it by yourself. Oh, you're better than me? Do it by yourself. Like, can you drop and give me 50? Or maybe he can't even do 50.
Do you know the meaning behind the song though? The hidden meaning?
Yeah, he drops, he owes 50% of his cuts?
To TDE still.
Exactly.
Top Dog Entertainment.
That's fire.
It's like a rookie contract that he still has for being like one of the top 3 rappers in the game right now.
No, for sure. And it's just like, all right, cool. Like, and people want to say they like his music more. Cool. You like his lyrics? Cool. He doesn't drop as much music as Drake.
Definitely.
And people are like, that's like water. I'm like, he can make hits that the mass majority love. You're in the minority. If you're somebody who's saying that, I like Kendrick more than you like Drake, you're in the minority.
Yeah.
Or he drops a great album every 5 years. Drake drops a great track every 6 months. You know what I mean?
The cadence might be even better than that. Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Who fucking knows? I can't keep up with it. There's a new Drake track on like the top 1 Billboard 100 every like 10 minutes.
That's right. The most number ones in Billboard history.
There you go. Yeah. And it's like, hey, cool. I'm better than you. How? The one thing you had is that you're a better lyricist. And you're like, all right, cool. I'm not going to do it by myself.
Yeah.
Weak.
So there's
soft.
Speaking of, as we always do on the podcast, of conspiracy theories, apparently, and this is allegedly, we'll throw that term out there again. So there's a label, Gamma Music, under UMG, that one of the former Apple executives created a few years ago. And guess who's on it? Meek Mill, Rick Ross, Nav, The Weeknd, of course, Kendrick Lamar through affiliation. And apparently what's just come out yesterday is Drake might have an equity stake.
Oh, in his $400 million deal.
That's right.
Yeah. That's like how Michael Jackson owned properties of like Slim Shady and this and that through Interscope is because of his like $250 million deal back in the day.
Yes, it's very similar to that.
Yeah.
So he owns some of their publishing. And that might be the reason why everyone ganged up on him when they realized, Drake's taking fucking 5% of everything we're making right now as it is on top of everything else he's doing.
Cool. Were you mad at him for being good at business? Like, they offered him a deal. He's like, yeah, of course.
I love the moves, but that might be one of the contributing factors to why all of a sudden all these guys jumped at him.
Cool. You guys are butthurt that he's better at it than you?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to be mad at him for? Like, cool. Like, obviously there's things behind the scenes, like, he hooked up with somebody's girl, he hollered at this.
Yep.
I'm not trying to attack anybody's like character or personality here. I'm just saying, if you're talking music as an entertainer, for me as like a person who's just like a fan, he's killing it. I'm a Drake fan. I think he's handling the best out of all these guys. The best thing that Kendrick had that came out of this was an AI diss track that he didn't even write.
That's so funny. So I sent Navi, the whole Frequency group, this track. I'm like, fucking Kendrick went ham. This is ether. And then like 2 minutes later, Navi messages me on the side. He's like, bro, that's a fucking AI track. It's not a real track, but the references in there were wild. I'm like, he just fucking ether Drake.
First of all.
Some of the shit about him and Diddy.
Please put some respect on Nas's name.
All right.
Please.
For this generation, it was fire. Saying Adonis wasn't his kid. Like, again,
from what evidence, at least Nas was like talking like real stuff, like his history with Jay. This was like, it's just more ones and zeros than real fucking like feeling lyrics. Like, I thought he was cool. I was like, when I heard it,
ones and zeros, binary.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Give me more credit than I need. No, I have more bars than that Drake in there right now. But yeah, no, that whole thing about like, cool, like it's not hitting. Like he's supposed to be the lyricist. So this is the one part of this whole beef. Like Drake is always going to be more successful than Kendrick. Done.
Absolutely.
There's never going to be, Kendrick is more, because he's not going to do what Drake does. He's not going to do the pop stuff. He's not.
But he did do the pop stuff, right? They talked about the TDE said, you got to do a song for Maroon 5. You got to do one for the Swifties. Sure. He had no choice, right? It's not his own creative control.
Yeah. So Drake does it on purpose.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's like Drake does it. So he's the man and he's going to be the most successful, right? We just talked about $400 million deal. That's only one thing he's ever done.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like this.
And that's a deal everyone just kind of found out about, right?
No, it was like a big deal.
In terms of the details, we don't know.
I don't know what it's fucking,
right? If he owns a publishing, it's not just $400 million. He has continuing equity on all of their publishing. That could be a shit.
That'd be awesome if Kendrick released a diss track and he gets equity on it.
That's possible.
That'd be fire.
That is totally possible.
That would be ammunition for the next thing.
The one thing I'm not feeling about the whole beef is that Toronto mans are beefing, obviously, with Champagne going at the Weekend, obviously. But then I don't know why Weekend had to step up in there.
I don't know. From my knowledge of music history, all these guys got made by Drake, so I don't fucking.
Yo, there's a clip.
All these clips on TikTok and fucking Instagram of, I love Drake. Drake made my career on stage like 10 years ago.
Where the Weeknd actually says that. So how are you going to drop a diss track saying, I'm so thankful I didn't sign my life away? But
maybe the guys
you're
just
on
don't
stage
get
saying
along
this guy
in real
made his
life.
career, right?
Yeah, they probably just don't get along in real life. That's fine. You don't got to get along with everybody you work with. But like, if you're going to come at him in public, expect,
facts straight.
you know what I mean? Expect a retaliation, expect to get burned because he's going to do it better. He's been in the situation before. He proved it. Honestly, prior to the Meek Mill thing, if you ask me like, yo, is Drake going to come back with the hardest bar? I'd be like, yo, I don't know. I'm a big fan, but I don't know if he can do it. When he came out, everything he's ever like pointed at somebody and like just like aimed at them, it hits.
Yo, and then the tracks, like even back to back and all those still stream like crazy on Spotify. He actually put Drop and Give Me 50 on Spotify today. And the cover title is
it's so good.
size 7 shoe in the US and the related sizes in Europe and whatnot. Yo, like that's crazy that Kendrick's shoe size is a 7. I don't know a male adult. I'm an 11. You're probably like a 13 or 14.
You're 12.
12. All right. I give you a little too much credit. That's all good. But seriously, have you ever met an adult male who has a size 7 shoe?
Male?
No.
Yeah. Nah, maybe.
I don't think so. Like how tall is Kendrick? Is he 5'3"?
I don't know. He's an ex-girlfriend's height. That's what he is.
He's a typical Punjabi girl's ex height.
Yeah. That's something with that.
That 5'1" to 5'3" sweet
It
spot.
hurts my neck to talk to you for too long. That's how fucking tall he is.
For you, for sure.
Yeah. No, that's it. I don't know, man. This is gonna keep going. If Kendrick responds, it'll be cool.
Yep.
I hope there's beef. I think rap beef is some of the most entertaining shit ever.
What do you think of Rick Ross's Instagram beef with Drake right now, where he's
whack.
He's calling Drake white boy?
It's whack.
Buy Birdman a house.
It's whack.
Yeah, like,
None of it's good.
It's not good at all.
Like, what do you want me to say? Like, oh my god,
You're
beefing on like you're rappers. You're the one fucking industry in the world where if you guys got a problem with each other, your art can be ammunition. But fire at the guy.
Yeah, fire at them with lyrics. But Drake's so good at being a troll. Like
but he's trolling, but he's being funny. He's being so much funny.
He hired a drum line in front of one of the most famous strip clubs in the world, Magic City, where Metro Boomin got his start, and just had them play the drums.
Shut up and
say it.
What was it? Shut up and make some drum, boy.
Play some drums, boy.
Oh,
exactly,
man.
right? So he ripped him with that. And then he called Rick Ross's house a content creator's house. Like so much.
No, he's
good
doing
trolling.
So when at least he's fucking funny.
Yeah.
These guys are just like, we're mad. Okay.
Yeah.
And please, some of the most entertaining people on the planet, entertain us.
The crazy thing with Rick Ross, like keep using the term white boy. I want Eminem to jump in there and back up Drake because he's only said good things about Drake in the past. And I know how much you love Eminem. Like if he stepped into this, again, he has no reason to, but if he did,
I think you'd have to take a shot at him because I think he's cool with Kendrick and stuff as well through Dre and everything like that. And they did the whole Super Bowl show and stuff together. I don't think that's, unless somebody like steps over a line, I doubt he gets him.
Although 50's in Dre's camp and he is just shitting on all these guys.
50 has carte blanche over anybody to post whatever the fuck he wants.
That's true.
50 Cent has earned journalistic integrity in my fucking eyes at this point because this guy's just like, hey, like Diddy? Like, hey, you guys didn't believe me? I've been posting this shit for years.
That's true.
He's anything he posts at this point, I kind of just believe it.
Yeah.
I look at somebody sideways. He posts somebody, I'm like,
50
maybe he did do it,
man. He absolutely knows what's up. But yeah, his shit is fucking hilarious too. He's like this light skinned guy got all you 9 and he's killing y'all right now.
He's Drake said in the song, he's 20 verse 1. Like, what do you want? He's Thanos right now.
It's crazy.
He'll snap you out of existence.
Absolutely nuts, man. Speaking of gigantic stars, there was an amazing biopic that just got released on Netflix.
Oh, yes.
Called Chamkila, which is the story of Amar Singh Chamkila, dubbed as the Punjabi Elvis at one point.
Yeah.
What you think about the movie, man?
I love the movie. So I'm a big fan. I grew up with Chamkila. Like in my house, my brother was a big fan, so he was playing it. My dad, massive fan, actually grew up in Punjab while Chamkila was getting a start from like the early 80s.
Yeah.
And then cool enough, I was obviously talking to my parents about this after he watched the movie. He watched him in Toronto the year before he passed away. Because my dad, I think, moved here in 84. Mm-hmm. And then I think his show was here in 87.
They showed that, the fact that was kind of interesting because he always looked up to Amitabh Bachchan as the biggest star in India. And they're like, for Amitabh Bachchan's show, I think it was at Roy Thompson in Toronto.
I don't know what the venue was.
We had to add, let's say, 600 seats. But then for you, Chamkila, we had to add 1,500 seats. And
yeah, something ridiculous like that.
It was so interesting to see in the perspective they took that actually broke his heart. It's like your childhood didn't exist. Like I thought Amitabh Bachchan was the biggest star, but I'm bigger than him. How crazy is that?
I think it's really cool to see how this movie was done.
Yeah.
And I think the humanity in the movie is why I liked it so much.
Okay.
And the way it is shot. Like it's just everything about his like conflict, his rise, the haters. This whole movie, I'll say this right now, is everything I love about our culture and all the shit that I don't like about it.
Okay.
Like all the fucking Hippocratic bullshit. The guys, like, I got spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the movie. Please watch it. If you're Punjabi, not Punjabi. I think it's just a great story. It's shot. There's ethereal scenes in there. When he's composing, I think Diljit was the perfect guy to make this role. Like to have a guy who's a really good actor and he's like the biggest singer of our generation right now.
Absolutely.
So when he's doing scenes like composing, we've had the like blessing to be in studio with some artists sometimes and hang out. And just those mannerisms can't be taught.
No.
Like, and how he talked about it in Punjabi, like, he's like, pull the note, Cheque, like, like, and he's doing the hand gestures. I'm like, oh, that's how like Punjabi singing. Like, that's how they still talk. They're like, no, this is how like, and him composing the songs, I'm like, so authentic. And then he just did such like him composing Mera Ji Karda, like that song, one of my favorite Chamkila songs, but him just like sitting outside, rural Punjab, singing that song. I'm like, an actor who can kind of sing wouldn't have been able to do that.
No, I don't think so.
So it was so perfect. But yeah, it was such the scenes of like guys coming up to him, threatening him for singing his dirty, lecherous tracks about like the reality of the world.
What he grew up with. That's what they showed.
No,
like,
but
you would see that stuff.
If you want to put this movie to another movie, it'd be like Chamkila and Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
Artist, or in that situation, a rap group, talking about what they're seeing on the day to day.
Yeah.
What they grew up with, their reality. So this was reality Punjabi folk. Yeah, so he's like, let me just talk about this. Let me talk about the dirty, the nasty stuff that we see, and let me make it entertaining.
The double entendres, yeah.
And people loved it. That's why he's the biggest artist of his time. Honestly, in my opinion, probably the most influential Punjabi artist from what I see. From like people covering his songs, the biggest artists we're talking about, Sidhu, Diljit, Karnal, so many of them just singing his songs have come across my page since this movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because they're fans, because of who he was. But like, yeah, the mirroring of that, of like, he sang about it. And then the country and the culture hating on him for it. But his shows are sold out.
Yes.
So people like what he's doing. His shows are sold out. He's the most popular guy. His cassettes. I was about to say CDs, not didn't exist.
Do you know what a cassette is?
Selling.
Oh, no, have you ever seen it?
Yeah, man. Kid of the 90s.
All right.
Rewind it.
There you go.
Make sure that the film doesn't come out. That was a pain. I have Chamkila cassettes at my house right now. I've actually been trying to find more of them. My dad, he talked about it. He's like, his songs would drop. We would go straight to the store and get cassettes. Like it was like a tradition, right? And he would jam out to him with his boys. I'm like, that's so cool to hear. But yeah, same kind of parallels of like, these guys come out with this music. Oh, you don't want to hear it, but it's the reality. This is what's happening. Oh, you don't like it, but he's getting threats and told not to do it and trying to get censorship on it. And this fucking guy's just like, I'm just trying to entertain. But how, and the people are asking for it.
But how ironic is it? India has a population of 1 billion. People are obviously having sex.
Duh.
But
thank you.
But yet we can't talk about it. And it's so taboo to this day. Yes.
Did you get the sex talk?
From my parents? No.
Fuck no. That's it. I've never met a single fucking brown person that's ever had their parents be like, oh, we had the birds and the bees.
No.
Never
in life. It was grade 8 gym class.
No PDA, but you got 5 kids?
Yeah.
No PDA, but you got 5 kids? Stop. You're wilding. But yeah, it's the biggest population in the world, but we can't sing about sex?
Cannot sing about sex. It's so taboo. Stupid, and you see his struggle in the movie where it's like the religious right was like, hey, you got to stop singing this or we're going to clip you. And then also at the same time, the record labels and everyone else is, you got to put that music out or we're going to drop you. And he was conflicted where he was trying to sing even like some religious music in the middle. And he would go to shows.
So it's crazy. So he wrote those dirty songs and this and that, and he got threats. And then he's like, you know what? I'm not against doing it. Let me see if I can make a religious track. And he has them. I mean, that's funny thing is when I was talking to my parents, that's when my mom became a fan.
Through the religious music.
Like both my parents are religious, but she didn't like the gun, but she didn't hate on him for it. She's just like, that's just not for me.
Yeah.
But then those are like, that's her jam. So she loved that. She's like, she always liked his voice. I just didn't like the content. And then he'd start coming out with content. She became a fan. And then all of a sudden, he wasn't composing new songs, but when people would ask him to sing his old songs, he was like, yeah, of course, the audience is asking. I'm an entertainer. That's what I should do. And then even some of his non-religious tracks afterwards, Gan Kargal Son, all that kind of stuff, not overtly dirty like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no like, not like his early stuff.
Exactly. They're not overtly sexual or the double entendres per se.
No, they were like, you know, there's songs that we still like hear at events and parties and stuff.
Every party I'm at, regardless, and if there's even 2 Punjabi guys there out of 400 or 500, yo, please play Chamkila. Every time we get a request.
He was Sidhu before Sidhu.
100%, man.
That was the thing. It was like, yo, like, you're like, hey, these aren't really like dancing. Yeah, fuck it, we'll play it anyways. And we're fans too. Like, you know what I mean?
Like you probably get it too, right? We're always beside the DJ, parties going on. Yo, Chamkila laga. No matter what, every single party to this day.
I got no problem. I honestly like, again, fan, so I'm okay to hear it. As long as it vibes with the party, I'm vibing with it.
That's the thing, right? If there's 2 Punjabi guys and 396 Tamils, I don't think it really fits.
I don't know. He's universal. Fuck that.
He is universal.
Play the song anyways.
What I found crazy and what I took from the movie, the fact that he died at 27, like so many.
No, he's part of the 27 Club.
Yeah.
He's part of the 27 Club as well. Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain. Oh man, there's probably a bunch of others. But a lot of people say that when stars shine like so bright, there's a trend of them dying in their like late 20s.
Yeah.
Right? Even Sidhu was 28.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So like,
so it's always around that age. And I don't think Tupac might have been slightly older, but Biggie,
I think Tupac was younger.
Biggie was in his 20s too, for sure.
They're both in their 20s.
When they got taken away from us, and their music still shines on to this day. So there's got to be something there.
It's the typical adage or whatever it is of people don't care like to censor you or anything like that. Like people don't care what you're saying until enough people are listening. Fair. And these guys had enough people listening, and that, hey, the movie's done beautifully.
Yep.
It is a perfectly what I want in a movie. I want to feel the emotions. When I was happy in the movie, I was happy. When I was upset about things, I was upset about things, and it made me feel, and I love that. There's a little bit of being disjointed because he's a Punjabi singer. It was in Hindi for like a good reason.
I think to get to the masses more. That's also my point. Like 3 minutes in, I'm like, why is this movie in Hindi?
It was,
we got it.
It was more than it was, hey, the majority language in India is Hindi. Yep. Makes sense. Get it to the masses. And of course, the songs that Chamkila was doing are in Punjabi. Yeah. Hindi songs a little bit like, you know, like, they're okay, I guess, but
there was 1 or 2 that
maybe that was the low point for me, I guess, in the movies. But the storytelling, beautiful, the shots, amazing. Punjab still kind of looks like that, which is it's kind of wild. Parts of it, of course, is more modern now. But yo, dude, that whole thing of just like him getting censored is just, it's so typical of the culture. And I was just like, I fucking hate this shit.
I mean, that's still there to some, to connect the dots with Sidhu. Like how much hate was Sidhu getting because of the gun culture, which is real.
It's the exact same thing, man. It's like, yo, he wanted to talk about thug shit and he wanted to talk about gangster stuff. And he's like, all right, cool. He's like, the stuff that I might be seeing where I am. And I remember he got blasted on mainstream like Canadian news.
Yes, there was something on CBC.
Yeah, they're like he's promoting gang culture and gun culture, and it's like, okay, cool. Didn't we go over this in like the 80s and 90s? Like, didn't we go through this shit already? Like, it's just typical of like, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is he's getting like interviewed for a news article.
When that journalist called him the Punjabi Elvis of
whatever. Like, that scene. But he goes like, yo, she's talking shit about his songs. He's like, yeah, but people come to my shows. Yeah. He's like, yeah, my songs aren't made for you. He's like, my songs are made for the people who live this life. You don't live that life, but there's more basic, ordinary people than you fancy fucking people.
Yeah, and the juxtaposition that they showed there when I think she was wearing jeans and he couldn't look at her directly because he's like, you're wearing jeans. I'm not used to that. And her pushback, of course, is, but you're singing the most like sexual lyrics possible. But again, that was so authentic. That's where he grew up. Where he grew up in the print, like no one was wearing fucking tight ass jeans,
suits and slavars. Like, you know what I mean? Like right? That's what's going on.
Exactly.
So no, it's I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I'm torn with the movie, and it's like 99% great, loved it. But it was just one of those great things to see, and I think it's a movie for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like it's this whole week has been so many like different topics from like, you know, Drake, Chamkila. Even the craziest thing, I don't want to call it crazy, but kind of a different thing for me for the last week was the coverage that the NCAA this last month got for the women's side over the men's side.
Yo, more stars, definitely.
And the fact that like, the WNBA draft came, and I actually know, I know who got drafted.
Who got drafted first overall from the Indiana Fever?
Caitlin Clark.
There you go.
Right?
Crazy.
But it's one of those things where like times and tides are changing in the best way possible. I'm like, hey, for me, the more high-end sports, high-level sports, I'm in for it. But it was really cool to see like even like analysts, even like Kevin Garnett, other players talking about like, dude, I can't name 5 guys in the men's NCAA tournament.
This year definitely had with LSU, Angela Reese, all these girls who have huge NIL contracts, which is like the name and likeness thing that the NCAA has allowed. Now they're making a lot of cash. They're actually making more. Unfortunately, this is the part that sucks, than their entry level contracts. Like Caitlin Clark, this upcoming season is only going to make $75,000 US. Like she could be a data analyst and make the same amount of money.
No, all right, cool. 100%, I get it. But it has to go off of where the money's coming from, right?
Yeah.
The WNBA loses $10 million a year. Something like that, right?
Wild.
It's some ridiculous number, and then the NBA funds it. What company out there do employees get paid when the company's not making money?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And everyone who's out there complaining about the fact that Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese are making $75,000 instead of the minimum $400 or $500 in the NBA, why don't you go and support your local WNBA team and actually get some asses in the seats? Bro,
buy a ticket.
Buy a ticket. There's no one in the seats ever for a WNBA
hey man,
game.
this is the first time. Like I think my first like major interest into the women's basketball was Paige Buckner a couple years ago when she was on the heater.
Yeah,
she came in, and I think she's still probably my favorite female star. I just like her play style. She has swagger. She's cool, she's gonna probably be in my opinion, first overall pick next year.
Yeah, most likely.
But they're not making money. They're still getting paid that $75K. But because Caitlin's such a big star, because Angela Reese is such a big star, Cameron Brink, Steph Curry's god sister, I guess, or something like that. Like his parents are her godparents. Their NIL contracts, their sponsorship contracts are massive. These girls will be making money because they're that talented.
Yeah, Nike's just signed Caitlin Clark to a $10 million deal.
Did you say Nike?
Nike. Sorry, Nike. What's the difference?
I don't know. That's like British. I don't know. It just tripped me out. It's fucking weird.
I've been hanging around the Kudos boys a little too much, I guess.
I don't know what the fuck. I was like Nike. I was like, what the
Nike. Tomato.
No. It's Nike. Fuck
no.
You.
All
right, but just threw me off my whole fucking rhythm. But
throwing darts.
No, but it's just one of those things where it's like, man, like they're getting paid because they're talented. Good for them. All these like old heads in the WNBA that are hating, y'all are so whack. Like any of these guys making comments about like any negative comments, this generation of the WNBA looks like it's going to be the Magics, the Larry Birds, the Jordans. Like Jordan made more money from his brand deals than his NBA contract.
And still does to this day, right?
He's a billionaire because of his brand and because he was the best player on the fucking planet.
Absolutely.
Not because of Chicago Bills.
The Bills, eh? Yo, you're not even drinking in today's podcast. How are you slipping, fam?
Your fucking stupidity is contagious. Fuck you. All right.
Another one, man. I'm catching all of these.
All right. Yeah, no, but it's not because the Bulls paid him. It's because he paid him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got the deal. I'm the best. I deserve money. Caitlin Clark, right now, probably the best player.
Crazy, man.
She can get paid.
Her and Sabrina.
She's not going to have issues making rent.
Yeah.
She's not going to have issues fucking living her badass lifestyle that she deserves to live because she's brought so many eyes, including myself.
Huge attention.
Because I only give a shit about high-end sports. If it's getting played at a high level, I want to see it. If you have swagger, you're entertaining, I'm all in. Because that's what it is for me. It's entertainment.
I think Sabrina and Caitlin will be at NBA All-Star Weekend again against Steph. And who knows, I don't know if Clay is still going to be on the Warriors, but, someone else, another top 3-point shooter. And that's so much exposure. Like having the women at the NBA All-Star Weekend is so good, so amazing. But again, it wasn't those old heads. It's this new generation with their swag, their flair, and their social media following. Right?
Anybody who was like complaining, especially people complaining that they're not getting paid enough, this is what happens. Yeah. Y'all need to go watch fucking games. Y'all need to buy their jerseys.
Yep.
Y'all need to support. And then in a generation or two, every generation is going to get paid more. That's how it goes.
Trickle down effect for sure.
LeBron's contract, is LeBron the biggest or is Curry?
Most paid? I don't know.
Whatever.
I know Dame Lillard's making $63 million next year.
Whatever. The stars of today, the top stars of today get paid more of the top stars from 10 years ago, who got paid more than the top stars from 10 years from that.
Yeah.
Because the sport gets bigger and better because players like these guys come in, all stars come in. No hate to the role players. You're necessary for winning the game. But what brings eyes to these are the guys who sell the jerseys, the ladies who are going to sell the jerseys. You know, I'd rock a UConn jersey right now.
Yeah. No, and
Husky
even
jersey,
the
fire.
Indiana Fever jersey is actually kind of wild. There was a rapper who's already threw it on like this weekend at one of his concerts. Caitlin Clark's jersey. That's sick, man.
Good for her.
I hope Toronto does get a WNBA team. I know MLSE has taken their ring out of the hat, but one of the owners of MLSE, I think he has a third of the team with Bell and Rogers. Larry Tannenbaum is going after a WNBA team in Toronto. I think it's going to be mega successful.
First of all, we fucking called this.
Yep.
This is sorry, fucking.
We're supposed to go to a party after this, and we already knew that half
these
the freak
fuckers
MCs
are going to call us while we're shooting. We
are
told them
going to
we're
call
shooting.
us while we're shooting. It's cool. Luckily, I put my ringer off, but we actually called this person calling as well. So,
yeah.
anyways, just
should have put money on it. But yeah, no, it's absurd. It's just one of those things where it's like people want the end result without the work.
Yeah.
Hey man, it would be great if the WNBA got popularity at the same time as the NBA and it fucking gained and things are going, they would be paid probably more. You know, because it would be like in lockstep. The league started later. They didn't have all-stars or these talents to like bring attention to the game. My favorite thing about these new generations, they talk shit. They're entertaining.
Man. They have swag.
They have swag. Like, they're so... Paige Buckner wore a LeBron fit to the WNBA draft. She's not even getting drafted.
That's sick.
She wore the all-white
I
fit.
saw that.
She did the jokes with the phone. I was like, that's funny. That's entertaining. That's showing up on my social media feed.
Yo, just to make it more personal, like I'm a girl dad, as you know, right? You've interacted with Anya, and yo, she actually has role models to look up to. She sits and watches, the NFL with me, the NHL, the NBA, but now I can put on Caitlin Clark's games and she can watch and have something to aspire to. Look at these amazing women out there playing this great high level of basketball, hopefully with some more fans in the stands. If there was a team in Toronto, I could take you to those games.
I genuinely think that's the argument. Yeah. People are saying that the Indiana Fever need to pay Caitlin Clark more because of her, they're gonna have fans in the stadium.
I think
the Vegas. Did you hear about the Vegas game? The Aces game? Aces moved their stadium. They moved to play in a bigger stadium for the Indiana Fever game.
Oh, just for that one game?
Just for the Indiana Fever game.
That's amazing.
Cool. Yes, I think she deserves more money, but the more money can't come until the league makes more money.
And hopefully that does.
They can't just like pay her phantom money.
No.
You know what I mean? Like it needs to be like, all right, cool, we're making money. Maybe set up like a unique deal for her or something. I don't know, but that's a weird precedent. Yeah. Right? For other players coming in with big names. But I think she's in a great place because I think she's going to make money. I think she's going to win a lot of fucking games and I hope she wins it. The trend in the WNBA is, I don't know why, but maybe because they have less teams. It happens a lot that the same team gets the first overall pick.
Oh, okay.
Within the 3-year span of each other, 4 year span, because one first overall pick
that's a serious rebuild.
Doesn't do enough to get you into like a playoff spot. Your team still needs help, right?
Yeah. And there's less playoff spots.
3 championships in the last 10 years or something like that because of 2 first overall picks back to back. So they're saying that they should win, the Indian Fever should win a championship within the next 3 years or 4 years or something like that. That's a statistic or something.
I hope they do. And again, I hope we get a team in Toronto because I definitely want to go in. Check out
what
the stars.
What would the name be?
The Toronto. Oh, that's a good question, man. We have the Raptors. The Huskies was a sick name, but
that's what I'm thinking. Just because I like the UConn, I like Paige Buckner, but Huskies would be cool. Like you could just move that over. We do wear the retro, like those jerseys every once in a while.
Sick.
They're cool. I like the color scheme.
Yep.
So let's go with that Toronto Huskies WNBA team. I'm here for it.
I'm definitely here for it. Larry Tannenbaum, if you're watching, make it happen, my guy. Here's your color commentary crew.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, down.
Let's do it.
That's my dream job. Sports commentator? Yeah, dream job. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Absolutely.
All right, guys. So that's been another episode of the Mic Check. Thanks for tuning in. From our ridiculous nonsense to sports to movies to music. We'll talk about everything and anything. And hope you guys had a good time. See you at the next episode.
Yo, and big shout out to both Vision Room Studios and, of course, the OG, the one and only Lucid Films. You've been locked into the Mic Check where the conversations are always paid in full.